Fight fans, welcome to a special show with Boxing Media Hub, Joel and Jams. What is going on? You're on my show. This is totally unexpected.
All I remember is getting on this bus and then all this smoke came out and then I ended up here. I've got no recollection of anything else.
I'm sorry, Joel, but I had to get you here one way, bro. You know what I mean? I
was gonna say, Joel, what's going on? You've changed off Boxing Media Hub for once. Great to have you on.
I was on it earlier, but honestly, I appreciate it. And yeah, I couldn't think of being on anyone else's channel, mate.
That's what we like to hear, mate. That's what we like to hear. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to do a special show where basically we're going to talk the best of fight week, which for me is the fight we'll start with first, which is appearing on Wednesday, which will be around midday our time in Australia, which will be Jai Opetaia defending his IBF and Ring Magazine cruiserweight titles against David Nika. Jai Opetaia, 26 fights, unbeaten with 20 KOs. And then we've got David Nika, 10 fights, unbeaten, 9 KOs to those wins. I'll start with you, Jams, and we'll go into the middle. What we'll do is get what you think will happen in the fight and who the fight winner will be.
Yeah, okay, Darren, thank you, mate. Yeah, it's a great fight, mate. Tasman Fighters putting on a great card again. Got some terrific talent on the card. We've got the likes of Xavier Fletcher. We've got Max Money McIntyre. We should have had Austin Akuso against Letty, which has sadly been called off due to a back injury to Austin Akuso, which is sad news, but that fight's looking to be made for March, which I can't wait for. And we're going to have him on Boxing Media Hub, by the way, for an interview before then. So all good on that front. It's just going to be a fantastic fight, mate. There's also Terramona, by the way, who I forgot. So
hang on. And Justice Hooney.
I was going to say, yeah.
I was going to get. I thought we were doing JVH. I weren't going to mention him yet, but yeah, Justice Hooney, of course, against. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Patoglia or I don't even know how to pronounce
South African. Yeah.
He's a South African heavyweight champion. So yeah, that one too. JVH, you can knock him out. We all know that. But if we're not doing that, I can say that now. So that's all good. That's all good. It was a late replacement. The guy's not got a chance in hell, mate. But anyway, let's get back to the big Jai one. Jai Opetaia, mate, is on another level. The nice guy, David Nika, representing New Zealand, won the Commonwealth Games gold medal at the 2014, 2018. The flag bearer at the Olympics 2020 Tokyo. He's an absolute warrior, mate. It's just a little bit too soon, in my opinion. And that's the worry. If this fight was 4 years down the road, we'd probably all be saying Nika. But is this fight coming too soon? Will this derail his career? You know what I mean? You take that step up too early, you can get found out. And maybe that's the case by Nika. So for me, guys, I just think Jai Opetaia is going to be big, strong, focused. You know how he is, man. He intimidates interviewers, never mind fighters. I think he goes in there and he does a job on his former sparring partner, David Nika, even though he's a nice guy.
What round are you calling it then, Jams?
I'm going to go around 4, mate. I think it'll be early. I do. I think if not, Nika late on could cause problems. You know, he's a naturally bigger man. You know, he fought at heavyweight in the Commonwealth Games. He fought at light heavy, he's fought at heavy, and he's fought at cruiser. I think if it goes late, that's where Jai Opetaia could be in trouble. We see now he laboured against Bradis in the rematch.
Yeah, definitely.
He does get tired. He can be worked on and leaned on and a little bit troubled. Jai's best chance is to just lay him out early, and I think that's what Big Jai will do.
And what about you, Joel? What's your opinion of the fight?
I totally disagree. Do you know what? Like, in regards to what Jam was saying with the Breeders' second fight, I think Breeders just knew what he was coming in against in that second fight. I think that first fight, Jai just came up so many levels. And I think we all recognised how good Jai could potentially be after that fight. You know, that fight for me is probably one of the best fights in the last 10 years. It had everything. It was incredible.
Broken jaw on both sides.
I know.
Nose. It
was unreal. It was unbelievable. So for, you know, and for me, British was probably the toughest other cruiserweight to Jai, in my opinion, and probably still is. I think when you look at the rest of the crop, I think, there's some great talent in there. There's no denying that. Ramirez, I think his quality. I think Bilham Smith has really showed his mettle to get to where he is. I think a lot of people wrote him off. A lot of people didn't even think he'd beat a Coley, let's be perfectly honest. And he's gone on to do some great things. So, he's done all right. But for me, I think it's going to be a tough fight. But I think Jai wins in the late rounds. I think experience is going to prevail in this one. We've seen Jai on the bigger stages in Riyadh. We've seen him do it over here. He's a class act,
he's a
for
Brit
me.
Killer, isn't he?
He's that next. I think he's just a killer. I think he just beats everyone in the division. Personally, I think he just goes on and he becomes undisputed, no problem. David, I think his time will come, but like Jan was saying, I think it's just that step too far. But do you know what? This is the nuts on the guy to take this fight with 3 weeks' notice, and his coach to actually turn around and offer it to him and say, "Look, this is up to you, David. Do you want this fight?" And yeah, I'm more excited about this one than the one that was original. To go ahead. And I am buzzing for it. But for me, I think Jai will just take it in those later rounds. If I've got to pick one, I think it goes into the championship rounds. I think you could be looking at the 10-11 where Jai just breaks you down. He's very good at breaking you. So yeah, it's going to be a great fight. And what a card! I think Mick's done a really good job in Aussie. Eddie's jumped on the bandwagon as well. It's just quality. It's good to see it happening in Australia. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's nice to have a show. Obviously, I'll be at work on my lunch break trying to catch this fight. But it's nice to have something kind of Wednesday lunchtime to watch, some good boxing. But I agree with what you both said about Jai Opetaia winning the fight. I've watched David Nika, and from what I've seen of him, I actually made a few notes of him. For me, he's a little bit robotic the way he fights. I think he stands tall, and he's a bit robotic with it. I think he can be a little bit tentative at times, and I think he's also a fighter that he's happy to fight on the back foot from what I've seen of him so far in his fights. But on the back foot, from what I've seen, he's very good at it. I think he stands a little bit too square on for me with the way Opetaia fights, and I think it could play into Opetaia's hands. But I do think that I'm expecting Opetaia to get a victory, and I'm probably expecting him to get it done in between rounds 4 to 7. But I think this is a better fight than what was first touted. Was it Chinkara?
I think Chinkara, yeah.
Chinkara, yeah. That was the original. Yeah, that's it. I think this is actually a better fight. So I'm not too fussed that fight fell apart. But I think Opetaia will get the fight done in rounds 4 to 7. But going forward after this fight, I'm interested to see both what you think. Do you think Opetaia will go in with Zerdo next? For me personally, I think he has to do something like that next. He's been very active in the last 12 months or so, but he's been in the likes with Jack Massey, Ellis Zorro. Those fighters really are nothing compared to what he'll fight in Zerdo Ramirez. And I think that's what we need to see next. And potentially, if he steps up to heavyweight, we might even see an Opetaia Usyk fight.
But to me, I think we spoke about those others, but I think when you think Breedis was bookending those fighters, I think that's the other thing. He did Breedis, then Thompson, then he made his way through the Brits, and then he's done Breedis again, and it's, for me, Ramirez is the fight, and I don't think it's a case of whether Jai wants it. I think Jai wants it. He wants to clean up, mop up this division. Jam knows that for a matter of fact.
But you know what the problem is with this, though, guys? He's Tyson Sin Cara, right? He's still the mandatory challenger. He got injured. he's still going to get that fight. If Jai
Yeah.
wins against Nika, that doesn't negate the fact that he's got to fight Sin Cara.
Yeah.
So his next fight will
But-
be Hyson Sin Cara in
But,
March
but
or
he'll just
April.
take him, won't he? He'll take him, no problem at all.
He'll
Let's
clean
be
him
honest.
up, but he has to fight him first before
Yeah,
he
yeah.
can then move on. Because it's
Yeah.
his Mando. He either has to give up the belt or fight him. So either way,
Yeah.
that's his next fight after this fight.
Well, coming off an injury, you're not going to want Opetaia, are you? Let's be perfectly honest. But
Well, it
you
depends,
get
mate.
a
The
shot.
money's good.
You
Now
get a
it's
shot,
linked with
don't
the
you?
Zone, Matt Clark and Mick Francis and Tasman Fighters are getting a lot of hype. It's becoming
Yeah.
big ticket value. Trust me, that Tyson Sin Cara, no one knows him outside of like where he's from. You know what I mean? Around the Eastern Bloc states.
But
He's
it's
going to
another
want to get
scout,
his
isn't
name
it?
on these big cards. He's going to want these Saudi-looking cards. He's going to want these big fights down under, big fights in the UK or US. He's going to want to make sure that he gets this fight. So I think he'll force that mandatory challenging fight. And it will be in March or April.
Yeah,
Well, potentially, like going forward, you could see it's going to be one of them. Whether Usyk could move back down to cruiser, like he's already said that he could do, or Opetaia moves up to heavyweight. So my ideal scenario would be, as a fan, I would love to see Usyk versus Opetaia, whether it be at cruiserweight or heavyweight. Ideally, I would like to see at heavyweight, because the way Opetaia fights, I think he's the one that could cause Usyk the most problems. So that would be the fight for me that I'd love to see. I mean, do you agree that Opetaia would be potentially the one to cause Usyk problems in the heavyweight division?
I think he's the only one who could cause him problems. He's already beat Dubois, he's beat AJ, he's beat Fury twice on each of the last two. There's no one else. There is nobody else out there. Who you got? You know, Otto Wallin, Derek Chisora, people like that. They're not going to beat Usyk. It's literally Jai Opetaia is the last hope before Usyk retires. Simple as that, in my opinion. At cruiser or at heavy, but I think you're right there. It should be up at heavy because Usyk would have to kill himself now to get back down. You're talking.
He's talking it though. He's talking. He made it.
He did, yeah. But
let's
you're
be
talking
honest,
he's got to
though.
lose 26 to 30 pounds. That's a
If
lot of weight to lose.
anyone can do it, though, Jam, it's Usyk.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it for a
Yeah,
moment.
if anyone can do it.
The toll on his body and that, you know, once you've been at heavyweight for as long as he has now, to go back down to cruiser would just be criminal, mate. It'd be better if Jai just packed on a few pounds. He's already, nearly £200, £205. Let's move him up 20 rather than Usyk coming down 30 plus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it'll be a bigger fight because more money in the heavyweight division. That's where the papers are. That's what everyone wants is the money. You want to make the big money fights, heavyweight division is the place to be.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, so I totally agree with that, Jams. Well, that's great to get the analysis from both of you on that fight. What we'll do is we'll move forward on the next one, which is Callum Simpson defending his British and Commonwealth super middleweight titles. So you got Callum Simpson, 15 fights, 15 wins, 10 KOs. He's fighting Steve Woodall, 22 fights, 19 wins, 12 KOs, 2 losses, 1 draw. We'll start with you, Joel. How do you see this fight going?
I really like Callum. I've seen him fight live. He's a real slick operator. He's got power as well. Just a really nice guy as well, to be perfectly honest. Which you know you kind of go towards, don't you, when you like to see good people do well. But but Callum, I have to say, for me, Callum wins this. He's going places, isn't he? This is just another notch before he goes up to moving up to the next honours. So for me, tough one as to whether he wins by stoppage, though, because he's tough.
Woodall is tough, but he has been stopped once himself. Woodall has been stopped already.
Yeah. But he is solid, though, and he is a tough operator.
Very much so.
You know, for me, as I say, I think if there is a stoppage, it's late, but I could see this going to points. I could see it going to points, this one. But Callum, for me, he's a class act. He is class. And as I say, when you watch him in the flesh, the power, his shots are powerful. He's got real power in his shot.
That's it. That,
yeah.
You know what I mean? You hear the slap. on the
So for
budget
me,
he is.
I'd probably go if there's going to be it'll be either late stoppage or points, but I reckon I'd go points on this one. It's one of those, isn't it?
Okay, fair enough. What about you, Jams? What do you think?
I'm pretty much for Joel, mate. I think Simpson's going to win. Respect to Steve Woodall, though. We see what he done with Leon Richards. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's nobody's
definitely.
mug. He's a tough man. You know what I mean? He had a couple of bad results early on and that, but like he's beat the likes of Boris Crichton, as has Callum Simpson. So there's a little yardstick as to an opponent they've both faced. Both done well against him. Both got the victory. This is for a big title as well, British and Commonwealth super mid titles.
Yeah.
That's huge. But Callum has had a travesty in his family lately. His sister died sadly. So how's that going to play on his mind? You know what I mean? Is he going to be like heartbroken, not have that fight in him to get back, or is he going to take that anger out on Steve Woodall? You know what I mean? You just don't know, do you? So it could be an angry Callum Simpson who comes out and absolutely destroys Steve Woodall, or is he just a broken man at the moment and he's not going to have that fight in him? So it depends what Callum Simpson turns up. But he's a great fighter, an absolute fantastic talent. For me, probably the best super middleweight in Britain at the moment. I can't name one better. You know
What about Zach Parker? What about Zach Parker?
I'd take Simpson. I'd take
Yeah.
Simpson.
I think he's better than Parker. Yeah.
I genuinely would. Simpson, man, he's just, I don't know, something about him. I know his resume's not that great.
There's a class.
Great wins.
There's a class element to Simpson. He can box well. As I say, he's got the arsenal, isn't he? He's got a real box of tricks.
Yeah.
And as I say, like just going on what Jam said, obviously awful with the family tragedy, but I think he's that kind of guy that has a level head. He's going to go in and he's going to stick to what, he's not going to be one of these guys that gets caught. He's going to go in there. He's going to be very strict on what he does, and he sticks to his plan, doesn't he?
I hope so, because it'd be a sad way. It'd be a sad way for him to lose his O. He's like because of heartbreak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
I
losing a
don't
family
will.
member, and that's hard, man. My brother died when I was young, and trust me, it takes a lot from you. It takes a lot.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So it'd be such a shame if he lost because of that. You know what I mean? You can't say he'd lose because of that, but like if he lost because his heart weren't in it anymore, or because he wasn't fully focused, it'd be a travesty. Because the man could do big things on the world stage, not just British.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I mean.
These British and Commonwealth, I think he goes on to world honours, mate.
Yeah,
like I say, the resume's not that great. He beat Boris Crichton, he's Dula and Barbe. We done the watch along for, didn't we? And he was fantastic that night when he knocked him out in the fourth. He beat Zach Chelly. That's a great win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's another guy who's actually very similar. Good boxer, good tactician,
very
but
slick,
solid as well.
He's got that dog in him, and he's got that bang. He's got that pop, the slick movement. I just think he goes on to bigger things. I think Steve Woodall, all respect to the man, great fighter. You know what I mean? Like I say, what he done against Leon Richards was a shock to everyone, to be honest.
Well, I was going to say he was. Yeah, he was the outsider in that fight, wasn't he?
Massively,
was sort of like
with a lot of people.
The hot favourite was sort of like Lerone Richards to win a points decision, like he does with a lot of his fights, and then all of a sudden he got caught and he got stopped. So he's earned his shot here, Steve Woodall. I mean, do you think it'll be a points win, Jams?
Yeah, I do. I don't think he stops Steve. I don't think he stops Steve Woodall. I don't think he stops him. And like I say, he got stopped once by Steve Rolls back in 2015, was it? You know what I mean? It's a long time ago. And that was just an off night. He's never been stopped since. I just don't
Steve Rolls,
Yeah, I just don't see anyone else even getting close to stopping him like since then. So, no, I don't think it'll be a knockout. I think Simpson will just outbox him if his mind's right. If his mind's not right, Steve Woodall could take this.
Yeah, I think Steve Woodall will really give a good account of himself here. He's on a good run with that Lerone Richards win. It was like sort of totally unexpected for him to stop Lerone Richards the way he did. And I do rate Callum Simpson, like both you guys said. I do think he's going to go on to. I expect him to go on to world honours. I think he will win this fight, but I think it will be a points decision. May even be something like could be a majority or something like that. I do think Steve Woodall could really run in closely, and like you said, Jams, with what's happened with the family with Callum Simpson, I do think that could be a factor in the fight where he,
of course,
like you said, it affects you mentally. So I think this will be a good fight. Actually, I'm looking forward to this one. but I'm gonna go with a Callum Simpson points win. In a good competitive fight. And then we also have got the other fight on that card, which is Caroline Dubois versus Jessica Kamara, which Caroline Dubois will now be defending her WBC lightweight title, which was vacated by Katie Taylor.
Email belt.
Yes, which she'll be defending for the first time. But Caroline Dubois, flawless record, 10 fights, 10 wins, 5 KOs. She's fighting Jessica Kamara, 18 fights, 14 wins, 4 losses, 3 KOs in them wins. I'll go first on this one. I'm pretty much expecting a normal Caroline Dubois win here. I think she'll probably win on points and pretty comfortably. But I think after that, we need to start seeing something like the Beatrice Ferreira fight. Obviously, the IBF champion. I like Caroline Dubois. I think she's very, very good. But I think it's getting a little bit tedious now. I think she needs to start stepping through the gears a little bit more. I think she's doing everything right in the ring. But I do think she needs to start. It's the promotion. It's Boxer and Ben Shalom. I think they need to start getting bigger and better fights for her now. We'll accept this one again. I said this last time. She thought we'll accept this one, but let's try and get the Beatrice Ferreira fight next. What's your opinion, Jams?
Right, for me, Darren, mate, I think this is a joke of a fight for a world champion to be having. She's fighting against a Canadian, who's 14-4-0. She lost to Carla Zamora, who was 9-9-1. And we're bringing this girl over here to fight a world champion. Like, what the fuck, man? Get her in with Terry Harper. Get her in with some real people. What are we doing here? Why are we making people pay to watch this garbage? I've got a lot of love for Caroline, but this is a joke of a fight.
We did have a world title fight before, though, with her, didn't we? We did have a world title fight with her before. She fought Kaylee Reese, which was for the IBO and WBO World Super Light. So she has. It's not the first time of a world title opportunity, but that was way back in 2021. So it's not the best.
It's not good.
But, I mean, do you agree we need to see something like the Beatrice Ferreira fight next?
Yeah, I'd love to see her against Beatrice. Yeah, get her in with the Beast or anyone else. You know what I mean? Just make unification fights. Do something. This is just garbage. She's just bringing garbage to our door and expecting people to pay and watch it. It's trash.
To be fair, though, Jan,
he's a very good fighter, but this is trash.
Yeah. To be fair, though, it's not Caroline's fault, though, is it?
No, it's Ben Shalom. It's Ben Shalom.
The thing is, the only thing is, but if she's going to progress, I think you need to go with someone else, you need to, because look at what Eddie and Frank are doing with the female game. You know, they've upped the stakes majorly. Ben Shalom's the forgotten man. He really is.
Fast Eddie, mate. Get with Fast Eddie. He'll suit her out. He'll sort her out well.
I do agree with you. So what are you expecting in this fight then, Jams? A stoppage for Caroline?
To knock her out probably within 4. And believe me,
you think so?
I think she'll just spark her, mate. I think she'll spark this girl.
Okay.
She's a joker, mate. She's a joker. She's not even a real fighter, mate. I watched a couple of her videos earlier. She is trash. Dubois will beat the shit out of her, mate.
I'm glad on my logo it says we pull no punches.
There you go. There you go.
Right, Joel, we'll get yours.
I was offended by this fight. I was actually offended by it. You know what I mean? Because honestly, Jessica Kamara is not on the level to be fighting Caroline Dubois in a home country for a world title. She is not. You know what I mean? Like I said, she got knocked out by a 9-9-1 fighter. A girl who had 9 wins, 9 losses, mate. That's not even a journeywoman. That's like a bum. You know what I mean? What the fuck are we doing here?
Should we get to you, Joel? Get your take on it.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Honestly, I'm ready when you are, mate. I'm quite happy. I'll just take it all in. I was going to start,
I do apologise, Darren. I didn't mean to.
No, it's all good, mate. It's all good. What's your take on it then, Joel?
The steam sits under his hat. I hope you know that. That's why he has that on. You see the steam go out. Yeah, for me, like Caroline she'll go into autopilot in this one. You know, we all wanted to do good things because she is good. You know, we wanted to go on and do good things. Her brother got battered when he got handed a title, and everyone said, "Oh, he's not worthy. He's not worthy." He's worthy now. Do you know what I mean? You know, he was worthy actually. To be fair, and he got given the opportunity. He's now shown us how good he is. Caroline's the same. A really sort of quiet girl outside the ring, same as her brother. They just go about their business. They don't have to mouth off. She just needs someone who's going to provide her with the right fights. That's all it comes down to. And for me, she'll go into this one and she'll blow this girl away. I think we'll see another stoppage. I think you'll be lucky if it does get to 4 jab, to be perfectly honest. I think she's going to want to go in and she's going to want to make a statement because
and just
we've
to
kind of...
clarify, bro, as well, sorry to interrupt you, Joe. I wasn't back down in Caroline Dubois with what I was saying. I was on about the opponent, like,
No.
props Caroline. She's a great fighter. I expect massive things from her.
Yeah,
I'm just disappointed in their promotional team for putting on this trash. You know what I mean? Like, Caroline, I've got nothing but respect for. She's one of my favourite female fighters right now. She was even in my special mentions on the award show yesterday. But it's just this fight is trash. You know what I mean? I wasn't saying Caroline is. I was saying the opponent is. You know what I mean?
When I advertise this on social media, I'm going to say, wait to see Jam's rant.
Won't be the first time, mate. I believe. Wait for all the slagging off. You know what I mean?
So you're expecting an easy night's work then, Joel, too, for Caroline Dubois?
Personally, I think we're going to see one of the performances we saw at the start of her career. And I'm not to say she's that many fights in, but I think she just goes in there and I think she'll want to do what her brother did, actually, and make a statement and say, actually, do you know what? I deserve this title. This is my title, and I'm going to put my stamp on it. So for me, I can't even see it getting a 4, to be honest. I think Jam's being generous.
Yeah, makes a change.
I'm ultra generous for Jessica Kamar then, because I've said I reckon it'll get to points. So.
Well, you're a mug, Darren.
This is Search Out Boxing versus Boxing Media Hub. Let's see who wins.
And that was the last time Joel was on the channel.
Yeah. Definitely. And Joel's
honestly, guys,
it's banned from X.
It's great to have you both on the show. I mean, like I said at the start, Joel, I wanted to get you on. I've been trying to get you off the Boxing Media Hub platform. And I've finally done it. So, is this your first time off the platform?
For boxing, yeah. Obviously,
doing something right then.
He does the old Arsenal podcast. He does a bit of Arsenal football, but he don't leave boxing for anything other than Boxing Media. So you're the first, as.
Yeah, when Jam said to me that you'd like me on, honestly, it's a pleasure to be on here because I love you to bits, Darren. You work hard and you've done some great content already. So if you haven't already, people, hit the subscribe button and support Darren. He's doing some good stuff.
100.
Well, I was just going to say as well, like obviously I'll sign out now with saying about people subscribe to your show. I mean, what have you got now? 3,000. How many subscribers you got now?
3,028.
Over 3,000. Yeah.
3,028 at the moment.
I'll tell you what, I'm catching you up with my 124.
Hey, you'll get there, mate. You'll get
you
there.
will, mate. Honestly.
It's great to have you both.
It's 2021.
I was going to say, it's great to have you both on. Like, you do some great content on Boxing Media Hub, and wish you all the success going forward. And we'll get you back on, and I'll come on your shows as well, and we'll help each other out going forward. And make sure everyone subscribes to Boxing Media Hub, and get you back on both on soon, guys. And thanks again for coming on.
Thanks,
Darren.
Thanks,
God bless,
Cheers, guys.
Take care, mate.
Great to be on there chatting about boxing.
Thank you,
guys. God bless.